Is mastering dead? That's the question of today. First of all, hello to all the music makers and the audio wizards around here. And today we're going to talk about mastering and the rise of all those AI services and those automatic black box type of mastering services. And the question is, are they killing pop mastering? You know, there was Lander a long time ago, Landr, Lander. There is eMaster not so long time ago. Did SoundCloud offer their own home mastering services? There is Cloudbounce, Aria, BandLab mastering, AI mastering. Even Isotope Ozone is using AI and has this kind of mastering assistant that is doing everything for you. And so the main question is this gonna be the end of mastering services? First of all, no one has a crystal ball, and I think no one would have guessed 5 years ago or even 3 years ago where we are today with artificial intelligence, with tools like ChatGPT and machine learning. So my take on this is actually all those things are still, for the moment, just tools or assistants. I might do a video in the coming months about comparing the results between several of those automatic mastering services and some mastering done by a proper mastering engineer, and we will see. For the moment, it's more on a reflection aspect of things, and I think that actually as of today, some of those AI tools are very, very capable, and they might be threatening, how could I say, people who are not really passionate about it, people who do it a bit like fast and easy without actually diving into things, without really listening, without understanding the music and the emotional intentions of the writer. And I think this is maybe the first point where why do you need a master? Is it a master to make a rough demo to send to a label? Probably then those AI tools can bring something out of your music. But then again, in this case scenario, would someone pay a mastering engineer just to prepare a demo to send to a label? I doubt it. And if you want to get serious mastering, I think for what I heard so far, that all those services are on a purely technical, analytical, measurable level. Those tools are able to provide something that is okay. I guess not a single serious label on the planet for the moment would use those services because it's not there yet. Now the problem is, first of all, music is not only analytical, it's not only heard at a certain loudness, it's also emotions. And the big difference between the human brain and machines is actually the way we perceive things in a more relative context and with emotion, with history. Maybe one day some machine will have learned all the music that has ever been written and composed, and will have tools to really dissecate that music and understand the codes within that music, understand the codes of the trends of today, and apply this in order to make some viable master. While for the moment, tools like Isotope Ozone are amazing partners in the studio. It's like you would have a chat with ChatGPT, right? And you will challenge it. Don't take the first answer for granted, you need to challenge it. Sometimes it makes mistakes. Sometimes it's making a proposal that you like, but you want it to be refined. And so it's a kind of ping pong game, back and forth. It's not just a one single way communication of the artificial intelligence dumping something and you eating what has been just dumped. I think the nice part is actually exchanging with the machine. For example, the way I approach Ozone in most of my masters, because I use it actually in most of my mastering sessions, and I use the mastering assistant, but it's a starting point, it's a point of reflection, it's sometimes an eye-opener. It can help me identify things that maybe my ear missed, or it's a confirmation tool. It's like, okay, I heard this issue, and actually it started doing that. Usually it's taking out too much low end for my taste. Usually it's just squashing the end limiter and okay, it reaches the loudness ballpark, but not in the way I like. Usually I find that high end part of the signal is, the mid highs is a bit harsh, it's a bit aggressive. Also, the work of a mastering engineer is not only to work on a single track, but it's actually to work sometimes on on an album, and to actually blend several tracks together to make them feel more like a whole. For the moment, again, it's just for the moment, but for the moment, these AI tools don't take the context into consideration. They are trying to just like, okay, it needs to be that loudness, and here we go. Again, maybe in 2, 3, 4, 5 years of time, this will be different. Yet I believe that there's a beauty in understanding the music, understanding an artist, understanding sometimes reference tracks, but then again, a reference track is not a copycat, it's a reference. And so, to what extent was this an inspiration, and to what extent can we drift away from that inspiration? This is where human sensitivity comes into play. Not just smashing a piano string track that is just tender and delicate, that doesn't need specific extreme loudness, that can be maybe a bit more introvert with not all the frequency totally flatly represented. Who knows? But so yeah, long story short, I believe that as of today, mastering is far from being dead for based issues, and on the contrary, with the rise of many home studios and with the easy access to music production tools, you need even more a level of quality check to ensure the track is ready to be put online, that it will translate well on a wide array of different type of speakers, that it will sound good in a club, but also on a small speaker from a phone or something like that. So these are things that were maybe, for one, not that complicated years ago, because now we have an even wider range of sources. Many people listen to music on their earplugs in the public transports. They come home, they play it on their little laptop with tiny shitty speakers, and then they go out and it's going to be played on a big venue. Then it's going to be played in a car, it can be played on a hi-fi system at home. I mean, the different diffusion systems have evolved. 30 years ago, 40 years ago, you either had a little hi-fi system at home in your living room, or a small speaker for the radio, and the sound in your car was as crappy as the sound on the radio in your kitchen. And now the variety of sound sources, of diffusion systems, is way bigger, and so the translation through all those systems is even more important. So 30 years ago, you had a recording engineer, you had a mixing engineer, and you had a mastering engineer. 3 different people doing specific tasks for the release of a track. Now you just come with your mixed file to be mastered, and probably also this file has been mixed in a room that has poor acoustics on speakers that don't go very low. And so for all those reasons, I think it's even more important today to have this quality check from a mastering engineer and not the machine. And why not, once the master has been done, maybe you can put it back in some checkbox that is AI driven and that will tell you, oh, be careful, you have too much dynamics. But in fact, all those tools are already part of our chain. I'm using True Balance from Sunnyble on a daily basis just to have an idea if my balance is right. I would say like 19 times out of 20 I'm spot on just with my ears, but sometimes it's just showing me something that I might have missed, and it's great to have it there. So as a wrap up, I think more than ever is mastering tremendously important in the chain of audio production, of releasing music, not for sending demos. So it's definitely not gonna die soon. And is it gonna be replaced by some AI? I think more that actually AI is gonna be part of the journey, part of the process to achieve very high quality masters, but it's never gonna have the final word. I hope this was helpful, and see you soon for another video. Take care, bye bye.